Now over here behind the driver's seat I have left an empty space, and this is because we're going to have a shower pan. Alright, shower pan now fits in the hole, which is beautiful because that means that we lose the least amount of height.
Alright, as you can see, our walls are taking shape in the shower. So we have some plywood walls up right now, which eventually need to be removed again because we have to put some plumbing and wiring in. But very cool to see it starting to take shape. We will be putting in a skylight. So skylight's gonna go right up in this space here. Okay, so we have a skylight. You can see it right above the shower. All right, so I'm gonna be painting some undercoat on the part just around the skylight in our bathroom. So this will prep it, get it waterproofed, so let's go. Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, so we have this plugged in. This is all ready to go. There's already water in our water system, so we are just checking to make sure there are no leaks. So far so good because nothing is spraying out anywhere. So we know that if there are any leaks, they're only going to be tiny. Though this part is the most important to me right now because as we cover this and then build on top of it to put tiles on, these parts will disappear. So we're going to check these joins, these elbows to make sure they're all good. Everything inside of these drop elbows, make sure they're all good. But at the moment, the system is filled with water. So the pump is not actually going. Now I can show you that it is going. As I hold this guy up, I can pump water out. And that's the sound of the pump filling everything back up. So we have down in there in the dark zone under the sink, no leaks. This is all groovy. In here with the water heater, again no heat, leaks, amazing. And then around where the pump is, no leaks. Top of the water tank, no leaks. And I'll just go quickly check down the back, but most importantly, if I don't trip over all the wires, is these shower guys. Now I can see just a drop here and here, which is okay because they are coming off, but otherwise nothing else is coming out. So I'm going to put my bucket back here just to catch these couple of dribbles that are coming out of where the taped brass caps are. We are finally getting ready to put all of the shower room together. Now I have drilled my hole for my outlet, and that drops down nice and close to the fuel tank, so I've managed to put it in a way where I just have enough space, but we're pretty tight there. Now I've started up with what is going to be the framing, and inside of these framing bays we are going to have polystyrene insulation, and then we're going to put our tile backerboard on top of that. We have our pipe sticking out. Pay no attention to these yucky holes. I ended up having a bit of a nightmare trying to get a screw into the other side and not kinking my pipes, but we worked that out. We have our vent outlet for our Nature's Head toilet. This will be the 12-volt power. That will go in and help that out. And now we have our wall. So our wall is framed up here, and basically the plywood is doing most of the work, but together with these timber pieces as well as our backerboard, this will be a super solid sandwich, kind of like having plywood beams, but making our shower walls. So our shower just drops over this lower plate. This plate gives it support, so if you ever stood on it, it's not going to break. And then the shower tray itself has a little bit of a cutout, so we've had to do some work on this shower tray. And what I ended up doing was cutting the lip, flipping it, gluing it back in place, and when we put it in we will silicone around these joints. Then we're going to have silicone on the backerboard as well as a seal from the tile, so we'll have 3 or 4 layers of super seal, making sure none of that leaks. Alright, so we have our shower tray in now.
we have got our dropper, which is the drain that's going down through the floor to the outside and the underneath of the van. And we have a timber perimeter just to really hold this bad boy in nice and snug. So this is all kind of screwed down, make sure that none of the edges can fly up, nothing can move, so it's all kind of snugly in there. Alrighty, all done with the framing and the polystyrene installation. Next stage for me is to put on the backer board.
So Callan is installing the backer boards in the shower. As you can see, shower tray's already in. And once we get the backer boards on, we can start with waterproofing it.
So in here we have almost finished a shower. We have just put on the foam backer board, and I've just also put a polyurethane sealant everywhere I can. As you can see, I've covered all the screws and the washers in here.
Okay, so now that we've gotten the backer boards on and our seam tape on, we're ready for the waterproofing membrane. So I'm gonna paint that on and let it sit for about an hour and then do a second coat. That'll be the first layer before we put the mortar on to actually lay our tile.
Cool looking.
Purpley shower right now. All right, so we are on to tiling, which is very exciting. Today is grouting day. So I've finished one full wall and half of the back wall, and gonna work on just getting it all done today. We've got to leave it for another 24 hours, make sure everything dries before we can drive back to the workshop. And it's pouring down rain today, so it's kind of a good inside job to do. So another couple walls to go and we'll be done. Our shower is done. Well, mostly done. The grouting is done. Still need to put our faucet in. And today my project is to paint the ceiling. So we still just have the raw timber up there. So I'm gonna put a couple layers of primer and then our final coat of paint. That will make it pretty much ready for the door to go in. So we've got a Nautilus shower door that will fit in this space and close it off.
I hope you enjoyed that video. We work really hard to make these videos and we really appreciate that you helped us by supporting the content that we make. Don't forget that in the description there are a bunch of links for all the parts which we mentioned in this video, and check them out and it will just make your life a little bit easier when you're searching for things to use for your van. Best of luck for the rest of your conversion. I can't wait to see you guys on the road.